talked about accelerated depreciation. We put that as number 5. So the worst of the 5, go see that video if you want to know why I put it as 5. The tax strategy that I want to put at 4, so the ones that we have left are deferring income, character shifting, entity structuring, and income splitting. These are all very, very good. I preach about these all the time. If I had to put one of these 4th, it's actually tough because they're all very, very good. I'm going to put income splitting 4th. And income splitting, I rank income splitting very, very high when done legally. So if I'm putting it at 4th, you know I have a lot of good things to say about the other 3. But income splitting is essentially when you are able to shift income from a high tax paying citizen or a resident to a lower tax paying citizen or resident. And the way that you do this legally is done through your business. Look around you, like on a day-to-day when you're walking around or kind of going shopping with your family or taking your girl out, you're going to walk around and see some stores that are clearly mom and pop shops. And when you look into those stores, what you're actually seeing is income splitting done in real time. All right, because I always kind of, whenever I talk about income splitting, I always like to bring up Kim's Convenience. It's one of my favorite shows on Netflix, but that's essentially what income splitting is. Income splitting is you have a business, you run this business, you involve your family into the business. And now what you're able to do is legally, through reasonable wages, shift income from a high tax paying resident to a lower tax paying resident. If you have a teenager who maybe is sitting at a lower tax bracket, you're able to pay them a wage where it's a tax deduction under your business, and this kid or this teenager is receiving taxable income. Yes, it is taxable income, but a majority of this is going to be tax-free due to the basic personal amount in Canada or the standard deduction in the US, and the excess, like the portion that isn't subject to that, is going to be subject to a very, very low tax rate. So what you've essentially done is the high tax-paying parent gets a tax deduction under the business that they own. The kid receives that taxable income, but also has to pay minimal tax on that income, if none. And what you end up doing is when you're looking at the combined tax of the entire family, you're in a better position, optimal position, than if the parents had kept that income for themselves as opposed to paying the child for reasonable wages. The key word here is reasonable wages. You have to make sure that legitimate work is being done. You want to make sure that you're doing things appropriately, which means using payroll software to process W-2s and T-4s to your child to do this, because you want to make sure that you audit-proof this tax strategy. I'll be making 3 more parts where we discuss number 3, number 2, and number 1.